What is up, my friends? You are very, very welcome along to this Manchester City League Cup preview here on Anfield Agenda. I cannot tell you how good it feels to finally be sitting back down to talk about a Liverpool team for a game that's coming up. It has felt far, far too long. I'm delighted to be back, and what I'm going to do is what I always do. I'm going to take you through I'm going to call it my preferred starting 11 and my score prediction for the game against Manchester City. It is at the Etihad. It is an 8 p.m. kickoff on Thursday night. We will, of course, be doing a watch along of it on the Anfield Agenda Twitch channel from about 7:15 p.m. If you want to come and join me for that one, the link will be in the description. But you know by now, what I want to know is, do you agree or do you disagree with my team? What would you go with? And again, on the score predictions, let me know your thoughts. A little bit of team news. Well, we know that Trent Alexander-Arnold and Jordan Henderson have been back training alongside Virgil van Dijk and a couple of the other boys as well that were at the World Cup. Now, will this game come too soon for those guys to start? Probably. Doesn't mean that I may not have tried to push one or two into my preferred starting 11. And from a Manchester City side as well, I think Akanji and Ake are back training, but Pep Guardiola has been bemoaning the short turnaround as well. And look, I have sympathy for all the managers here because they're not getting much time to get these players back from the World Cups and then ready to go. So I'm going to start off, like I always do, by taking you through my score prediction, and then we'll work from there, and you guys can tell me if you agree or you disagree. So look, let's start off with a score prediction then. I've gone for a 2-2 draw. It's at the Etihad. It's going to be tough. And these games I always find are very, very difficult to gauge. Now, I can already hear some of you screaming at me to say, Craig, it's a League Cup game. It can't end in a 2-2 draw. I hear you. But I can't decide what way it'll go if it goes to penalties. I can't make a decision as to which team I think will go through. I want to say I think Manchester City are favourites because it's at the Etihad, but the stubborn part of me refuses to predict a Liverpool loss. The only Liverpool loss I've ever predicted was quite recently, and I think I got that one wrong and we won the game. So I'm going to stick on the fence, and I'm going to go with a 2-2 and it to go to penalties, and then whatever happens, happens. Now, we are quite good at penalty shootouts, so I would be rather optimistic. That being said, though, I can't judge this one. It's really difficult when we don't know. If it was a league game, we'd know what 11s we'd be looking at. We'd know what to expect. But with this one, I often think that there's a bit of brinksmanship involved between the managers because, you know, will they go strong? Won't they go strong? They might brief one thing to the media and then surprise with a team selection on the day. So what I've done is I've gone relatively strong. So let's start off and going through my 11 and see what you think. We'll start off, as we always do, with the centre-backs and the goalkeeper. Caoimhín Kelleher is the League Cup goalkeeper, so I'm fully expecting him to start in this one. Even if Alisson, was back in training enough and all that stuff, I still think Jurgen Klopp will stick to his word, which is to play Caoimhín Kelleher in the domestic cup. So Caoimhín in goal, and then the centre-back pairing pretty much picks itself. It's been widely reported that Van Dijk is probably not going to be in contention to start this game, although he should be for the game on Monday. So with that in mind, it's Joel Matip and Joe Gomez. Ibu was obviously at the World Cup of France, came runners-up. He's going to be very, very late back, so I don't expect him to be involved. Yes, we could go with others, Nat Phillips or whatever, but that's what I'd go with. Joel Matip and Joe Gomez. But I'm already nervous, and I'm sure you're probably feeling the same. So let's go to the full-back positions now, left back, right back. I've gone for Trent at right back, and I've gone for Andy Robertson at left back. Now, this is probably where I will differ from a lot of the other media outlets or some journalists or maybe some Liverpool fans. A lot of the talk has been about playing James Milner at right back. But my rationale is Trent didn't play very much during the World Cup. He knows his role at Liverpool. He will have had more than enough rest and recuperation. So for me, I want to play Trent. So I'm going to go with Trent at right back and Robbo at left back. That's my rationale. Hasn't played much minutes at the World Cup. Stick him in. Plus, I had other ideas for midfield. This is my midfield duo. I'm going for a 4-2-1-3 formation, or a 4-2, whatever way you want to call it. But I'm going for two holding midfielders with one player in the hole ahead of them and then the three forwards. And I think that I'd rather have James Milner in alongside Thiago in midfield than have James Milner at right back and be forced to put in a Fabio Carvalho, who I don't think is fitted for the role that's going to be required in this game. I love Fabio Carvalho, and if I was looking for somebody from a more attack-minded sense, then I'd put him in. But I already have one attack-minded midfielder in my 11. So I think Thiago and Milner will give us balance. I think it will give us a foundation to work from, and I don't want Naby Keita starting. You know, I know some Liverpool fans are going to want him to start. I don't. I also don't want Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain to start. So for me, Thiago Alcantara and James Milner. Now, this is what I've gone with ahead of him. I did say I had one attack-minded midfielder, and it's that gentleman there, Harvey Elliott. I'd like to see him not given a free role in this game, but be given the space to find those gaps between the lines, to find passing channels, and to cause Manchester City a little bit of confusion. And that's why I've gone for those two holding midfielders behind, because that'll give us the foundation to allow that quartet up the top to do what they do. Move around, drag defenders, open up space, and try and cause a bit of confusion in that Manchester City midfield and defence. Now, obviously, you see Mohamed Salah there on the right-hand side, Darwin Núñez on the left-hand side. Their roles are set as far as I'm concerned right now. We don't have any other real options on the left side. Carvalho, this is probably not the right game to be putting him in there. If it was against a lesser team, a Championship or League One team, I'd probably go with that. But we are the defending League Cup champions, so I'd like to go strong. Darwin on the left, Salah on the right, and then through the centre, Mr. Bobby Firmino. I will still never understand how Tete didn't bring this guy to the World Cup. I found it an awful slap in the face for a man who's been a great servant to his country, and I'm going to play him up top in this one. So that's it for me. That quartet up top, though, I would like to see movement. I don't want to see them just in their positions there. I'd like to see Salah move centrally, Firmino drop to the right. I'd like to see Darwin make runs. I'd like to see us show some of the guile and creativity that we did before the World Cup break. And I think Darwin has looked really, really good down that left channel. And I'd like to just see him put it up to that Manchester City defence and see if they can find answers. Certainly we're going to have a tough test at our defensive end of the pitch with Erling Haaland there for Manchester City. He'll be fully rested up and ready to go as well. So that is it, my friends. That is my score prediction and my predicted 11. So to run through it one more time: Caoimhín Kelleher in goal, Trent at right back, Robbo at left back, with Joe Gomez and Joel Matip making up the centre back pairing. I then have a holding two of Thiago Alcantara and James Milner. Remember, Henderson will be on the bench if Klopp needs to bring somebody on, and Fabinho as well should be an option for the manager. Then ahead of them, Elliott, Salah and Núñez, with Bobby Firmino up top. That's what I think. Now it's over to you guys. Let me know your score predictions, let me know your thoughts on the game, and let me know how important the League Cup is to you, because there's been a lot of discussion, I guess, in recent months about, you know, the expanded Club World Cup and the pressure that the players are coming under, and if we ever did lose a domestic cup competition, it would most likely be the League Cup. Now, I'm a big fan of the League Cup, but I seem to be in the minority on that one. So look, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and again, hope to see you over there for the watch along. We'll be starting from 7:15 on Thursday on our Twitch channel. Have yourselves a good evening. Take care. Bye bye.